Hello everybody, and welcome to the first real video on the channel. And today, we are going to be ranking every single division in the NFL based on how good they are. So here's how this is going to work. We have every single division across the bottom. We're going to be putting it into 5 different tiers. Now those tiers being S, A, B, C, and D. Now if you've seen one of these videos before, obviously S is the best and D is to worst. And I'm going to try to put one per category, but we're going to be ranking every single division on how good they are. Alright, the first division we have today is the AFC North, and it's a strong start. There are 3 great teams, in my opinion, in this division, and then one team that obviously isn't good, so let's just kind of run it down here, starting with the Steelers. Now, the Steelers are very interesting. I guess they did get significantly worse. They got Aaron Rodgers, which is... I don't think that's that good, honestly. He's getting old. He did jack shit with the Jets. Like, literally. Did not do anything with the Jets. So, that's already... it's just not a great quarterback in my opinion. Obviously he was in his prime, multiple MVPs, but that's besides the point because that's not current Aaron Rodgers. And then running backs, you lose Najee Harris, who in the first place wasn't that good of a running back, and now you have Jaylen Warren, who's... I actually like Jaylen Warren quite a bit, but I really don't think that he's a top caliber running back at all. Maybe like a C tier on the high side. Wide receivers, you lose George Pickens. You have Pat Freiermuth. O-line is okay. So maybe they aren't that great of a team. Like maybe a C or D tier, honestly. And then you have the Cleveland Browns, who they wish they were Aaron Rodgers at this point. I mean, this is filmed on the 12th. Shedeur Sanders had a good game in preseason, so that looks good. And then you have Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, which honestly, if you start Joe Flacco anymore, he actually needs to retire. Because you're not getting anything from him. He's not even, like, you can't develop him. He's 30 years old plus. I don't actually know. But, you know, Nick Chubb, prime Nick Chubb was a monster, but he's gone. The O-line is not good from what I've seen in preseason. Wide receivers are okay at best. But where this team shines is on defense, because their D-line is pretty ridiculous. Like Myles Garrett, Mason Graham. I actually need to pull up like what they're working with, because it's pretty crazy. Here's the Cleveland Browns offense. You know, quarterback situation isn't looking great. Same with the running back. Quinshon Judkins could be good, but such a toss-up. Jerry Jeudy and Deontay Johnson being your best wide receivers is just not good in my opinion. You know, Cedric Tillman. I actually do like Cedric Tillman a little bit. Everyone else in that wide receiver core is unproven. Like, not at all proven in the NFL. David Njoku's good. Like, I guess their guards are pretty good. Jack Conklin isn't terrible, but to say it's one of the best in the league is a stretch. Like, okay, but then you got the defense, which I actually think is going to be one of the best in the league this year, because you're working with Myles Garrett, Tryon Shoyinka, Malik Collins, Mason Graham. I don't know who the defense coordinator is. I might just look into that, but very impressive on the defensive line. And then you have, I'm not going to lie, I don't know who Diabate is or Schweisinger. Probably look into them. But Devin Bush, Steelers legend, Madden legend, to be honest, absolute crazy user. You got Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome too, and then I can't. Was he the one that got injured, or maybe it was Martin Emerson? It's a very good defense backcourt. Grant Delpit is fine, and then Monte Kazee. I didn't know he's on the Browns. Ronnie Hickman, never heard of him, to be honest. Yeah, so you ask me right now, and I almost I almost need to look at the Steelers at this point, but I'm not gonna. I almost think that the Cleveland Browns will be a top defense, not a very good offense at all. And then we move on to the Bengals, who they're pretty good. They got absolutely wrestled by injuries last year. That's the only thing. Joe Burrow, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Jamar Chase, probably the best wide receiver in the league behind Justin Jefferson, maybe. It's just, man, their defense is atrocious. Like, it is so bad. And it's like almost this division on paper. Like, you look at this, you look at the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Ravens, you're like, wow, those are good teams. And then you read into it, and it's like, are they? The Ravens are. But the Bengals and the Steelers and the Browns are just always bad. But the Steelers and the Bengals, like, they did good last year for the most part. And they've done good in the past for the most part. Obviously, making the playoffs every season or whatever. But the Bengals defense, Trey Hendrickson is really the only notable name on it. Unreliable defensive backs, all this stuff. It's just not looking good for the Bengals. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens, who probably Super Bowl favorites at this point. Just, they're going to be absolutely unstoppable. Still have Derrick Henry. I really like Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, great players. Really solid defense. Great head coach too, which I think they also have the advantage on over every team in this division. Just John Harbaugh, or is it Jim? Guys, I don't know. But fantastic coaching. He's always been a good head coach. I can't believe Justin Tucker fell off. I almost said he was a pro of the team. No, has he retired yet? I don't actually know. I need to look at that. But taking everything into account for the AFC North, this might be controversial, but I'm going to have to slide him into the B tier today because just so many holes. Like, I would say the Steelers are actually the worst, which might be crazy. I might need to look at the depth chart because it's not fair. I like the Browns, but they lost Minka. TJ Watt is great. Cameron Hayward is great. It's a great defense. Another hot take, I think I'm taking the Browns defense over them. Just because of the DBs. I almost think they have a better defensive line, even after TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. They definitely have more depth. Obviously, they have Alex Highsmith, too. So their D-line is great. But your whole team's not your D-line. So you really got to look into that. But let's move on to the next division. The next division we have today is the AFC South. And, just looking at it, it's got to be one of the worst in the league, guys. If we're being honest, I almost want to save, the bad teams for last, or bad divisions for last. But it's looking spotty for the AFC South. The Titans, bad. The Colts, bad. The Jaguars, they're good. They got the number 1 pick, Travis Hunter. Very good team. But saying they're even playoff favorites to get to the playoffs in an already pretty stacked AFC division or conference is irrational, in my opinion. They got Duval in there and stuff, but new head coach. We'll see how that works out. I just don't know. It's so uncertain. Trevor Lawrence is getting worse every single year he's playing. Travis Hunter, will he even play on offense and defense? people are saying you can't do that in the NFL. You know, I'm a Michigan fan. You know, Jabril Peppers, absolute two-way demon, but you know, went to the Browns, maybe the Giants, I think, too. Just never lived up to the expectation that he showed in college, which is such a regular thing nowadays. I wish it didn't happen, but you know. And then you got the Texans, which is by far just the best team in this division. I mean, great head coach, reliable quarterback, pretty dang good wide receiver core with Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Stefon Diggs did go to the Patriots, but to say that he was injured the whole season. And the O-line, they got Laremy Tunsil still, I believe, who's a very solid left tackle. You know, the O-line, pretty good. I'm trying to think of who their running back would be. Oh, Joe Mixon. Another amazing player. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, this is a great fantasy team. But, like, I really can only see as, like, the only positive. Now, they're not the worst. Like, they are not the worst in the conference, I think. I mean, they might be, honestly, because we'll get to the other places, but for now I'm gonna put him into the C tier just because of how lackluster the Titans, the Colts, the Jaguars are. All the quarterbacks in this division besides CJ Stroud are all questionable. I almost think CJ Stroud got worse with Trevor Lawrence, you know. But yeah. Next we have the AFC East. Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. Now, the AFC East is interesting because you have another, like, 2 good teams, 2 bad teams, or maybe 1 alright team, 1 great team, 1 meh team, and 1 bad team. Obviously, the 1 bad team being the Jets, 1 meh team being the Patriots, 1 good team being the Dolphins, and 1 great team being the Buffalo Bills. But once again, it's just not a great division. Obviously, you have, you know, Drake May's a great quarterback. If we're being honest here, I can't even remember who the Jets have a QB. It might be, like, is it Justin Fields? I need to pull that up. So we got to look at this list. Yeah, and it's like Brady, Cook, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, and AJ Martinez, who I've actually never heard of before. Might be a rookie. It's just not good. Oh my goodness, that running back core is insane, though. You have Breece Hall, obviously. It's the best one. And then you have Braylon Allen and Donovan Edwards, that is crazy. Wide receivers are very bad. Besides Garrett Wilson. I like Josh Reynolds, you know, Lions legend, though. Alan Lazard. Don't even know this. Can't even say that guy's name or I might get banned. Not a bad O-line, I guess. Will McDonald's good. It's not a great team. Lackluster quarterbacks on the Jets. Drake May's good. I actually like him a lot. Could be the next Mac Jones. You never know, guys. And they get you have the Dolphins, who are also like another interesting team. Very good offense. Very good offense. Maybe is their O-line looking rough? I think their O-line's looking rough. Wide receivers, though, amazing. Quarterback. Tua is not bad. He's just riddled with injuries, and 1 more concussion, he's gone. But their O-line's terrible, so he probably will get another one. So Then Buffalo Bills, goes without saying, one of the best teams in the league, probably one of the top spots for Super Bowl contention. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. For now, I think I'm going to put them low B tier. I think the Ravens are better than the Bills. But then it's like the Patriots and the Dolphins, I feel like, kind of round out, hey, we might have to make a change. But I think they're very interchangeable. Yeah, but I'm going to keep it there for now. Next up, though, by far the best division in the conference, we have the AFC West. Now, the AFC West is just crazy, crazy good. Every team has its star players, and every team, I think, actually has the possibility to go to the playoffs this year. Probably besides the Raiders. But Kansas City Chiefs, obviously Patrick Mahomes. You got Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. Their whole defense is actually so good. It's crazy. But you look at it and it's not that good. And it's like, but they're always going to overperform what you think of them. So does Kansas City Chiefs. But obviously Super Bowl contenders like they are every year. Chargers got the new head coach who's looking good. He won a national championship. He already had prior NFL experience. It can only go up for him. And then, Justin Herbert. Is Justin Herbert the problem? I mean, he has like no weapons, but that's besides the point. Quentin Johnson just dropping everything. But it's interesting. The Broncos are great. Bo Nix, I love. And he's not one of the best in the league yet. He could be. I think he could also be a bust, though. And it's like, he has so much potential, but something about it, like, makes you think like he's gonna be a flop. But there's also this part where it's like he could also be a top 8 QB in the league. So it's weird. He's not now. I don't think he's... I want to watch what I say here, but I don't think he's top 8 yet. There's a lot of quarterbacks that would take over him. For certain. And then Las Vegas Raiders, you have Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. You have Max Crosby. In a few years, they will be playoff contention. And... yeah. I think right now, taking everything into account, if there would be a battle between the divisions, I would put them as one of the front runners. And that's why I'm going to put them... Oop. I'm going to put them in the S tier. They just look like... on paper, they look so good. We'll see. We're going to come back to this at the end of the season. And, did I mess up? Did I make some stupid ass did I say something stupid about one of the rosters? Maybe. But we'll come back see. But we have the first NFC division, the NFC East. Now, the NFC East is very, very, very interesting. I think there's one amazing team, one best in the league team, one great team, one alright team, and one bad team. And following that trend, we're looking at high B tier, low A tier. But let's dive deeper. You have your Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles, who are amazing. Can they redo it, though? That leaves me seeing they have Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Best O-line in the league, in my opinion, and I'm a Lions fan. And then you have their defense. You've got Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, great linebacker core, great secondary. The only thing is they lost Landon Dickerson to a meniscus injury, so we're going to see how that plays out if he's even back this season. But saying that's going to hinder them completely is not true. And then you have the Redskins. Sorry, liberals. Sorry, liberals. Trump actually wants it to go back to the Redskins, which is kind of just stupid. Like, just stick with one at this point. Like, come on. But Jaden Daniels, Austin Eckler, Terry McLaurin is back. Pretty good wide receiver core besides that as well. O-line, I think, is all right. Off the top of my head, I can't really tell you how that's looking, but the defense is great. You have Jonathan Allen. I think it's a pretty good defense. Not like top of the league, but you're up there. You're up there with the Commanders. Moving past that, you got the Cowboys. It's one of those teams, man. I could see 5-12. I know that's crazy to say. I can also see 11-6 or 10-7, which might also be crazy to say. Which one's crazier? I don't know. But if Micah actually goes away, that's crazy. Like, that is a huge loss, and that's where I put him in the 5-12. But they keep him. That defense is still one of the best in the league just because of the player that Micah Parsons is. And yeah, I don't know. Like, where do you put them? I would say middle of the pack, mid-table. That, there. And then you have the New York Football Giants, which, guys, let's be honest here. It's looking rough. Your opinion on Jackson Dart may vary. I don't think he's that guy. He might be. Hey, week 18, we might be looking at this, and he's MVP frontrunner, offensive rookie of the year frontrunner, but I just don't think that's going to happen. We still have Malik Neighbors, who, if you put him on a good team, that's like literally a cheat code. But besides the point, because he's not on a good team yet. So, got to get him there. Defense is all right. Their D-line is crazy. Their D-line is ridiculous. Not even funny. Like, you have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting a name. I'm forgetting a big name, which is crazy. Like, guys, this defensive line has got to be the best in the league, and it's not close. Honestly, call me biased. Close second, Detroit Lions. Got a rookie D tackle, Lee McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and then another good rookie out of where was it? Oh my gosh, it's some Boise State. Yeah, the guy from Boise State. I can't remember his name. It's a pretty Middle Eastern name. But taking this into account, with how good the Eagles and the Commanders are, and how all right the Cowboys is, I think it's a safe place to put them in A tier. Like, I think that's a good place to put them. But up next, you got the NFC North. Call me biased. I do not care. This is the best division in the NFL right now. Like, let's be serious here. Can JJ McCarthy really be that much worse than Sam Darnold? I don't think so. Obviously, Sam Darnold had a very good year. He played very well. But he also had a very good team. You have Jordan Addison out for what? Is it three? It's either 3 games or 6 games. If it's 6 games, that's crazy. It could be a game and I'm just an idiot, but you never know. The Bears, Caleb Williams could be great. DeAndre Swift, I guess they don't have Keenan Allen anymore, but a pretty decent wide receiver core. Their O-line's getting better year by year. Their defense is very good. Well, it's all right. It's not very good. I don't know why I said that. Then you have the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, top 10 QB in the league, argue with the wall. Like, I'm sorry, but might be biased, but he is. He's a good passer. The only thing is, in big moments, he sucks. He sucks. He does. in that Commanders game was terrible. And that Buccaneers game was terrible. But we move. You don't let that hold you back, Jared Goff. Come on, let's lock in here a bit, okay? Then you got the Green Bay Packers. I love Jordan Love. I mean, we didn't even talk about Lions defense, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I said it here first. DJ Reed adds to the secondary. Terrion Arnold, sophomore year. Going to be legendary. Best safety core in the league. Jack Campbell's a great linebacker. Malcolm Rodriguez was good. Hopefully he can stay that way. Or recoup, because he kind of sucked the past 2 years. But that, 4 years ago, maybe it was 3 years ago, he's great. But yeah, then you got the Packers. Really solid defense, really solid offense. Josh Jacobs is going to do crazy this year. Mark my words, he's going to do absolutely insane. Probably going to get an ACL tear in week 2 or something, but clip it. But yeah, Jordan Love, great quarterback. Yes, I rate Jared Goff higher. Argue with the wall. Just my opinion. Next division, though. Yikes. That's all I can say is yikes. NFC South. Like, Buccaneers are good. Saints, worst team in the league. I'm sorry, they are the worst team in the league. Falcons, mid. Panthers, though, they're my dark horse. I think they're another Cowboys. I could see them going 10-7, guys. I could see them going 4-13 also. This is Bryce Young's year to shine. He has Tedero McMillan. Hopefully Xavier Legette locks in. I can't remember who else. Is Adam Thielen there maybe? He's a solid. He has good hands. They're my dark horse this season. I think they could get to the wild card and win in the wild card. But it all depends. And then you got the Buccaneers. Great. I love Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin still. Can Mike Evans keep that streak going? I think yes. Great offensive line. Bucky Irving, I love. But this division is not great. I didn't talk a lot about the Falcons. Drake London is really good. Michael Penix is really good. No, he's not. He's not, but he hasn't proven himself yet. So you got to look at that. The defense, not gonna lie, can't name a lot of players on it. So it's a big dark spot on that team. But now the thing is, do we rate him under the AFC South? That's like the question. And I almost think no. I think the NFC South is better than the AFC South. So I'm going to put him in high C tier. There we go. Like, they're not bad. You could put them low B tier, but you got the Bills, which the Bills are decimating every single one of those teams. And I honestly think the Dolphins are also putting up a really good fight against all those teams in the NFC South. But last but not least, you have the NFC West, which is like so well rounded, but I don't know. The Niners, injuries, trashed them bad. Like, their wide receivers, like, that's bad. Like, Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall just being out, and then, like, after that, like, that's not even a good wide receiver core in the first place. Obviously, you have George Kittle, Brock Purdy. I love Brock Purdy. Guys, Brock Purdy is one of the best picks in NFL history. Don't forget that. Look at the past 20 Mr. Irrelevance on like a Brock Purdy and see what he's done. Crazy. Crazy. Cardinals. Another team that could go 10-7 or 3-14, guys. Very possible. But you got the Seahawks. What is Sam Darnold their starter now? I forgot Gino was on the Raiders. That legendary picture. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to pull that up. That's honestly a sick profile picture. Why did I say profile picture? Just sick picture in general. And they got the LA Rams, who are by far the best in the division, in my opinion. But no, Seahawks are stacked. Also, I didn't mention the Steelers had DK Metcalf. Guys, I'm washed. This offseason has me washed. I'm such a casual. But the Rams are great. Did they had Devontae Adams now? Guys, I don't know. I actually don't know. I think the best in their division this year. Now, where do I put them? You know, I'm going to make a controversial move, and I'm going to move the AFC North up to A tier, and then I'm going to put the NFC West into B tier, and that's what we're looking like. I almost don't like that there's one NFC team and one AFC team in every single tier, but that's what I think. Like, I think the NFC North and the AFC West are by far the best divisions. Okay, but here's the thing: is I can't, in my right mind, I can't do that. I cannot put the NFC East on the same level as the AFC South or AFC North. Sorry, but hey, that's my final tier list for this year. Should we look at the community rank, do we think, to see mine compared to them? Let me take a screenshot of this really quick. Let's look at the community rank. Oh, this is old. Guys, this is old. Yeah. This is an old tier list, I think. Well, it still has the Redskins on it, so I assume that this isn't a very new one. But I really, really hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, like, I know it is such a cliche, but subscribe, like the video, clip every time I said something dumb and roast me for it, please, because I probably said a lot of stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.